I am recording. I finally got, and now my hair's doing that weird thing again. What looks like I have like a loop-de-loo and then there's something at the top. I'm Isaac, and this is America the Lighthouse. And I want to cough first, but then I want to talk about America and what our founding fathers intended it to be. They didn't intend it to be a country with freedom of religion, but not in the idea or concept of freedom of religion in modern times. Whereas you can worship the flying spaghetti monster or Satan or Muhammad or, you know, whatever the case may be. Their concept of freedom of religion was the ability to worship God as they saw him, the Judeo Christian God, in any facet they want to, whether they were Presbyterian or Lutheran or Catholic, um, or more Judaic leaning. They wanted you to be able to worship God, the one true God, in any manner you wanted to, because they felt that simply worshiping God was enough. It wasn't the state's edict or place to say which form of which way you can worship God, or in which text you could use to worship God. Um, and so this idea that America, or I hear, in fact, a friend of mine for a while. In fact, he might still be kind of bit on this side of it, but was would go on about how not all our founding fathers are Christian. There were atheists among them. There were scientists and scholars. They weren't all Rubish Christians. But the fact of the matter is that even the atheistic type of presidents and people founding fathers we had still believed in a higher power. They just weren't quite sure exactly which of the denominations might be more accurate, so they refrained from speaking on that topic. But all our founding fathers had a deep rooted belief in divinity, the divinity of man, and the existence of the one true God. And so this idea that we were never a Christian nation, and we're a nation, we're was freedom of religious nation, so you can worship whatever God you want. That wasn't their intent, because, and I can explain this because at the time, our founding fathers were coming up with a lot of this stuff. The Muslim pirates were abound in the world at the time. Same with Dutch pirates. Um, but our navy was specifically designed for and purposed to uh, Muslim pirates who we Christians at that time, and rightly so, and today most notable Christian, any Christian with his worth of salt will will affirm that the Muslim faith is that of Barbary and perversion of the Judeo faith, the beginning, the early part of our world in relation to God. Uh, and so this idea that we would be okay with a Muslim serving in Congress, swearing upon the Bible, or I guess they swore on the Quran, swearing on that not the Bible, before their oath of office, would have been repugnant. They would have scoffed at the idea, and rightly so. Uh, there's my cat meowing again. I don't know if you guys heard her in my last video when I was doing this. But she wants in, so I'm gonna open the door and let her in. There you go, cat. It doesn't take too much of my time. But so this idea that we were a nation where we would be okay with an atheist or a Muslim or a Satanist holding any type of high power or high office is ridiculous. Our founding fathers had never intended us to be that way. Um, just like we never really intended anyone to be able to vote except for landowners, people who had stake in the land. And like, come up, Dolly? That's my cat. I don't know. There she is. Now you can see her tail. Yeah. So their intent wasn't to make it a godless country where anyone could worship any type of heathen deity or god they wanted to. And they didn't intend it to where every man, woman, child could vote, um, because that's a democracy. And we knew through history, our founding fathers, through studying history, knew the horrors of pure democracies. Okay, Dolly, your tail's all down. Where's your tail all down? Your tail isn't down like that. Maybe she's in heat. I don't know. She shouldn't be. She can't. She's fixed. So, but for any of you liberals out there who say that America isn't a Christian nation, we are very fundamentally a Christian nation. Um, all aspects of our early inception as a country were that of Christian men who were trying to do Christian work to form a nation where man could be free as God intended us to be. And so this idea that we weren't a Christian nation or we aren't any more a Christian nation is hogwash, and anyone who thinks otherwise is just deluding themselves for some type of ideology they have that they want to be reaffirmed by what our founding fathers meant and what they said. They said. Um, it's like it's like we were offered we were guaranteed the freedom of religion, and is that we could worship God how we saw fit, not to allow Muslims and atheists to say that they can serve in high office without being able to place their hand on the Holy Bible. And again, if we are in a Christian nation, then why, up until just recently, every person who's ever held any type of office in this land has put their hand on the Bible? I think that was like Thomas Jefferson put his on like I forgot what it was. It was something weird. Um, and I'm pretty sure he was probably thought odd at the time, as well he should have been, as well as anyone who swears in any office or position in this country who doesn't swear in on the Bible, um, because that's a reaffirmation that you derive your right from God. Therefore, you must do all you can to honor and protect that covenant between man and God, in your relations with uh serving the people as our government was meant to be. It was meant to be temporary, short little bursts of individuals who uh, wanted to keep our country going, keep it growing, keep it changing, keep it bettering itself, and which we have done time and time again. But we are a Christian nation. We very much are. And we were never designed or intended to have the freedom of religion that we people clamor for about today. How I could believe in flying spaghetti monster, or I can be an atheist, or I can be a Satanist, or I can believe in Muhammad as a true prophet of Allah and still hold high office. I think that's a tragedy, a tragedy, a tragedy of the intent of our founding fathers. To allow more unscrupulous people to again hold power over more people, which I don't like. But I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, and it's sad. Uh, but just know that if you are a Christian, this is a Christian nation. Um, and if you own land, be more secure in your vote, because that's what it was originally meant to be. Was that if you own land, if you had a stake in this experiment, you were allowed to vote and run for office, not just every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Mm. Well, even women were originally able to vote. And hey, I'm okay with it being landowners. If a woman owns land and they vote, then that's fine. But if it's just someone living in an apartment complex, having no real property, or no, or a business owner, um, but a business owner would own property. So see, therein that lies, um, that thing, whatever that may be. Um, but yeah, no, I think we were meant to be a Christian nation. We were meant to be a nation where man could worship God as he saw fit in any way, shape, or form, and whatever day and whatever capacity he wanted to honor God, he was able to. But it wasn't to just the freedom of religion to worship heathens and idols and false prophets. So for all you people out there who don't think America is a Christian nation, we are. You may not like it. Hell, and as I said, it's probably not going to change anytime soon. Where you could probably be sworn in on a Dr. Seuss book if that's what you wanted. I guess I don't know. Personally, if I ever had office, it would be on the Bible, as as Washington did. Um, because I think of all the people we need to emulate, it's Washington. If more politicians and public servants emulated him, we would be in a far better place than we are now. But um, but yeah, and it's okay for it to be a Christian nation and you not to be Christian. It is it's very much part of Christian nature to be accepting and understanding of those who uh don't see the light, don't have God in their heart. Um, and we want to bring more people to to the light, but as a Christian, all we can do is say. We can't force or mandate or dictate by edict or decree or royal or executive order anything that would put a damper on our free will, which is a fundamental part of us being humans. So not only we have the right to believe in God, we have the right not to believe in God, and it's not my right. It's nowhere in my right to deprive someone else of their right to be stupid. If they have questions, if they are curious, or they like having conversations like that, I will gladly have it. But I'm not going to go around telling you that, oh, you're Christian, so you can't be my friend, or you're Christian, you're not a Christian, you're not Christian, you can't be my friend, or you're not a Christian, so you're going to go to hell. No, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen. For a long time, I didn't take faith seriously. Um, and so, but now I do. And I never thought that would happen. But stranger things happen. Wondrous, miraculous, awesome things happen. And but we must remember that this is a Christian nation, and as long as we hold God first and foremost in our hearts and minds and in our achievements and uh, accolades, then um, those are the people God helps, the people who honor Him and help their fellow man, whether they're Christian or not Christian, whether they're Satanist or gay or lesbian or straight. Your first and foremost duty is to help man and to honor God. And I think that's two of the tenets of the American society that we tend to forget about is helping others and being a devoted servant of God. So that's my video for tonight. I don't know what the thumbnail's going to be. It might be something cool. Okay, bye.